Tak pokračujeme. Broken Sword, jednička. Máme tady zase pár záseků a tím chci říct, že už se v podstatě docela blížíme k závěru. Jsme zpátky ve Španělsku a věru už toho moc nemáme, ale někde bychom tady měli najít nějakou studnu, která tady kdysi dávno byla. A máme trochu zásek. A něco tady budeme muset v té kapli prostě udělat. Já vás samozřejmě tímto vítám u další části Let's Playe Adventury Broken Sword jedničky v původní verzi, tedy ne remaster, který k nám rovněž nedávno dorazil ve slušivém Full HD širokouhlém kabátku. Kdybych já si, přátelé, vzpomněl, jak jsem to hrál, ale hrál jsem to v roce 96 naposled. A musíte jaksi uznat, že v roce 2025 a už vám úplně paměť neslouží na to, kolik těch her bylo. Co bychom tady mohli s tou tyčí udělat? Já si myslím, že že tady že tu svíčku musíme zapálit. Ale jak? Už mudlaný kapesník? Ne. Moment. Jsem si říkal, že zapálíme už mudlaný kapesník nějak a ono to půjde. Protože už mudlaný kapesník je relikvie, která mě v inventáři už jako dost iritovala, protože ji máme s sebou prakticky od samého začátku. Měla svoje opodstatnění a pak dlouho nic a říkal jsem si, proč to furt tahám u sebe. Když už se s tím nedá nikde nic dělat, notabene když to někomu ukážete, tak se mu z toho tak akorát zvedá kufr a nazve vás jako nechutným hovadem. A tady je to rozuzlení. Špinavý kapesník jsme sebou vláčeli protože jeho uplatnění přišlo až téměř v závěru hry. No dobrý, hoří svíčka, a co dál? No tak to si George počká teda. Můžete si představit, jak dlouho trvá, než vyhoří takováhle svíčka. A hele, máme figurku. A dokonce to vypadá, že tohle je ta ztracená figurka z té šachovnice.
The candle had burnt brilliantly, but only for a couple of minutes. Some kind of special formulation, I guess. And had yielded up this. A complex shape expertly cut in stone. I figured it was some kind of key.
Jo, tak svíčka hořela na svoji robustnost rychle. Ježíš, my ten kapesník furt máme? Ohořelej kapesník?
The tissue was pretty charred, but the grease paint had done most of the burning. It was a smooth, intricately carved piece of stone that had been concealed inside the great candle.
No jo. Ale kam to teď strčíme? Asi si půjdeme ještě promluvit, jak se zahradníkem, tak s hraběnkou. Tak naše snažení nakonec nebylo marný. Mě jenom slabě děsí, že jsme se ani teď toho kapesníku nezbavili a pořád ho máme v inventáři a pořád na tadyhle tu ušmudlanou a v tuhle chvíli ohořelou věc nejspíš ještě dojde. Zkusíme mu tu figurku, nebo respektive ten kamenný klíč ukázat.
Certainly, senor. How can I help you?
Any ideas yet?
We are looking for a source of water, see?
Yes?
For generations, the Spanish country folk have had a secret way of locating water, even if it is meters beneath the ground.
Ah, you're not talking about water dowsing, are you?
Eh?
You know, you get a stick and walk around until the stick twitches and dig there.
Oh, you've heard of it.
Yeah, I think most of the planet has. Okay, let's get a stick.
Uno momento. It must be a special stick, a Y of hazel.
Right. Do you have any hazel trees?
See, here. That is hazel.
Aha, tak se nám to najednou vyjasňuje. Potom, co jsme našli tu figurku, se nám otevřely možnosti, které tady předtím nebyly, protože jsme se zahradníka ptali několikrát na studnu, tak řekl, že ještě nic. A my teď budeme proutkařit. Tak to je skvělý.
Do you know what this is?
No, senor. Is it some kind of key?
Yeah, I think it probably is.
Where did you get it?
It was hidden inside the big candle in the mausoleum.
And you burnt it? I wondered what the light was I saw through the window. My lady will be furious. The candle was centuries old.
Ah,
To se stane.
this tissue is charred.
You won't get any argument from me on that, Senor Stobart.
Catch you later, Lopez.
Adios, Senor Stobart.
Kdeže mám urvat tu větvičku?
I went over to find a suitable stick. I don't believe it. There wasn't a single usable Y-shaped branch on the whole damn thing. So that was what a hazel tree looks like. I went over to find a suitable stick. I don't believe it. There wasn't a
Ach jo. Když už máme lísku, ze který by to šlo, tak zase nemáme větvičku, která je přesně taková. Toho jsem si nevšiml.
It was a small mirror hanging over the sink. From the scum in the sink, it looked like he shaved there.
No, to jde vzít?
The mirror from Lopez's utility room. Yep, I was still looking great.
Není nad to se po americku pochválit. Tak, hraběnko, máme nějaké novinky.
Hello again. Mind if I sit?
Please, be my guest.
Kde začít? U kapesníku?
What does this charred tissue suggest to you?
You have pyromaniac tendencies?
Does this mean anything to you?
Nothing at all.
What do you make of this?
It looks like some sort of key. Where did you get it from?
It was buried inside the great candle in the mausoleum.
Inside it. What have you done to it?
I, lit it.
But it is irreplaceable.
Listen, the candle was to be lit in case of Moorish attack, right? Well, it burnt down in no time and revealed this key thing. Maybe that was the real purpose of lighting the candle.
What are you suggesting?
That lighting the candle was the equivalent of break glass in case of emergency.
Sentiment must not stand in the way of solving this mystery. You did the right thing.
I'll just have another look around.
Very well.
No trošku jsem doufal, hraběnko, že budeš mi nápomocná víc, nebo že mi něco prozradíš. No tak jestli se na to dívám správně, tak velký úkol teď bude teda naše větvička. To je úplně skvělý. Větvička. Tohle je co za rostlinu?
I went over to find a suitable stick. Aha! It was a thin, supple twig of hazel.
Cajk. A teď jak to budeme hledat? Někde tady?
Hi, Lopez. Got a minute?
Certainly, senor. How can I help you?
Well, I got my divining rod. Now what?
Simplicity itself, senor. Hold the wand at the upper ends of the Y. Apply a little tension with your wrists so that the slightest movement of the wand's tip is clear, and walk slowly and steadily over the area.
Sounds easy enough. We'll find this well in no time.
Když tohle řekne George, tak to většinou na chvíli není.
Senor Stobart, you've found something.
This is it. This is where we find the secret of the Templars. Hidden here for hundreds of years. Lost from the sight of man until now. The mystery is revealed.
It's a tin can.
I've been walking up and down with a twig in my hands, looking for a tin can.
It had water in it. That's what the dowsing stick must have detected.
I'd have to check with an archaeologist, but I don't think the Templars left that.
In truth, Senor Stobart, the loan was laid many, many years ago. This can could date back to the Napoleonic Wars.
Get rid of it and I'll try it again. Lopez threw the can away. It seemed to fall an awfully long way. The splash at the end confirmed what we both suspected. Well, I'll be a monkey's uncle.
It has been here all the time. All those years and nobody found it.
Stood in awe for a moment, marveling at the secrets all around us.
I could have fallen down that.
The well had been lost for decades at least. The air was cool after the noon sun, but that's not what gave me goosebumps. I have a really, really bad feeling about this.
Fajn, a jestli z toho má špatný pocit George, tak já taky. A pro jistotu si to savenem.
It was a long way down. The brilliant midday sun shone almost directly down the shaft, and I still couldn't see the water. I'd already risked my neck with one death-defying leap in Syria. I wasn't about to push my luck again. Thinking back to how long it had taken the can to fall to the bottom, I stayed as far from the edge as I could.
Dobrá, dobrá.
Sometime in antiquity, there'd been a rock slide. Big ones. I wished I'd had a hard hat. I'd need tools to move all that stuff. Heavy equipment that just wasn't available.
No, tak asi půjdeme podívat tady na tu masku. To bude brána někam. Máme klíč. Asi.
From a distance, the lion's head had been impressive. Close up, it was frightening. Hey, one of the fangs is a separate piece. I could hear the sound of a lot of stone moving, and I knew I was in danger. Oh, very funny, you psychos!
Signor Stobbart! Signor Stobbart! Are you all right?
It's okay, Lopez, I'm fine!
Que susto me has dado! You gave me a scare!
Nice try, Templars.
Jdeme dovnitř, nebo tady jsou další vreta?
I wished that I had Leary's flashlight now. It just felt like a pitted stone wall. I'd almost been killed for the sake of a red herring. In the deep shadows, it was hard to make anything out.
Máme zrcátko. Bude to nějak takhle? Že bychom si posvítili na tu zeď. No jo. George má za ušima.
There, in the middle of the door, I could see some kind of socket. It looked like this wasn't quite the dead end it had seemed.
A tam, světe div se, bude asi pasovat klíč, který jsme si vypálili ze svíčky.
Now I knew what I was looking for. It only took a few moments to find it. And there it was. A worked socket, as smooth and perfect as if it had been carved only yesterday. That rock face wasn't nearly as natural as it felt. In the reflected light, I'd seen part of it as worked stone.
Mám zase někam utíkat.
Open sesame! Another secret door!
Tak jdem.
Before I left, though, there was one last thing to do. You won't be needing that replacement piece anymore, Countess. I found it with the children. You'll probably want to be alone for a while. I'll be out in the garden with Lopez.
Našli jsme zmizelý děti. A ty měly chybějící kostku.
George, welcome back.
Come in, Josh. It's good to see you again.
Is it?
Sure. What did you find in Spain?
Without Andre, we wouldn't have got this far, George.
Yeah, I know. The clues led to an underground chamber at the bottom of a well. The Templars had left a tapestry showing a chessboard. The white pieces were vastly outnumbered. There was a stream running across the board, and a Templar knight on a horse.
Does it mean anything to you, André?
No, nothing.
Maybe we should tell André what else you found, Georges.
There's a map and a Latin inscription to the west at the edge of the world.
Georges found that in a cave in Syria.
Yeah, where the assassin almost killed me.
Then we've got the burning of Jacques de Molay and the date, 1314.
From the window of the church in Montfaucon Square, one of the few places where nobody tried to kill me.
Then we have the image of a church that Georges found at the excavation. I don't recall anyone trying to kill you there either, Georges.
And finally we have the tapestry in Spain. Did I mention I almost got killed there?
Not yet, but I'm sure you're about to.
It was only my cat-like reflexes that saved me from certain death.
Cat-like reflexes, eh?
And while I was risking life and limb, where were you, André? Getting your glasses fogged up over an Etruscan vase?
That's enough, boys. Can we get back to saving the world?
Of course. My apologies.
He started it.
Well, the Latin phrase are the words of Julius Caesar. He was describing the island of Britain.
Are you sure? The map didn't look much like Britain.
How come Caesar described Britain as being at the edge of the world?
To the Romans, the Mediterranean was the center of the universe. Britain was a remote, unfriendly place, inhabited by blue-painted savages.
It hasn't changed much.
They've stopped painting themselves blue.
Except when they go to a football match.
They used an extract from a plant called woad, Icetis tinctoria. The Scots were using it until fairly recently in the wars with the English.
Fairly recently? I don't recall the Scots being at war with the English. How recently are you talking about?
I believe William Wallace's men used it in the 13th century. They might well have been using it as late as...
You can't remember, can you?
1314.
Ah, we're back onto that, are we?
André, what is it? What do you mean?
1314 in Scotland. The Battle of Bannockburn.
That would explain the stream on the chessboard. That's what a burn is. Right, André? As in Bannockburn?
Right, George. And it gets better. Tradition has it that the Scots were helped by a shock force of, well, can't you guess?
Knights Templar?
Yes, a group of outlawed Templars. They are said to have turned the tide for the Scots.
And it all ends at a church in the Isle of Britain at Bannockburn in a church.
What are we waiting for? I'll call a cab.
Tak vyrážíme zase na výlet, zdá se. Zpátky do
I
Skotska.
can't go.
Ty bys nám tam stejně překážel, André.
André, you've been loads of help, but...
What Georges is trying to say is that you shouldn't feel guilty.
I was?
We understand you've got commitments. Oh, listen, we have to hurry. Let's go, Georges.
We'll see it through. Oh, and, don't worry about us.
No tak, hurá.
Oh, it must be dawn.
Oh, I guess so. And we must be nearly there. Somewhere, out there in the dark, is Scotland. We've come a long way together to get here.
Yeah. Let's hope it was worth it.
I've still got the clown's nose.
So I see. You should throw it away, Georges.
There's something I've been meaning to say to you, Nico.
Is this the right time and place, Georges?
There might not be another time. I don't want to waste this chance.
You don't need to say anything. I wouldn't want to be anywhere else but here, with you. Now.
Romantika.
You're exhausted. Why don't you get some sleep?
Sleep? At a time like this?
Excited, huh?
Would you like something to help you sleep, dearie? I've got some tablets in my bag.
Oh, no. Thank you.
Thanks all the same, ma'am. The old lady reminded me of my grandmother, except, of course, that this old lady was still alive. Pardon me?
Yes, my dear.
Do you know what time we're due in Stirling?
6:15, but we're running 8 minutes late.
8 minut zpoždění. Jaká to hanba.
What's the book you're reading?
Oh, it's something I picked up at the station. A medieval detective story. Quite well written for that kind of thing. It's been out of print for years.
What's the title of the book?
The Crooked Crusader Caper by Molly Pegram. I assumed the author was a woman, but apparently not. His real name is...
Professor Nigel Pegram.
That's right. Do you know him?
No, I never met him.
George is a great fan of his, though.
Trošku moc náhod.
Do you know Stirling well?
Yes, I do. Is that where you two lovebirds abound?
Yeah, we...
It's one of the places we thought we'd see on our holiday.
Be sure to visit the castle, won't you?
Oh, I'm sure it's a neat place, but we are not really interested in history, are we, George?
No.
I suppose espresso bars and boogie-woogie are more your cup of tea.
That's right. There's nothing George enjoys more than a good boogie.
Zaujímáme takový inkognito postavení, nebudeme nikde vykládat, o co nám jde a co nás zajímá.
Is there a church called St. Ninian's at Stirling?
Yes, there is, and I know why you're going there.
You do?
Of course I do. It's obvious you're in love. You're eloping, and they say romance is dead.
Would you believe that this clown's nose led us to being on this train tonight?
I would indeed.
No, honestly, it... You would?
Certainly. You have an honest face.
Si budeme porozhlídnout po vlaku, ne?
Where are you going, George?
Do I need to spell it out?
Don't snap at me. If you're going to take a leak, why don't you say so?
Okay, I'm going to take a leak. L-E-A-K.
Tickets, please.
Oh, hi.
That's a standard full-price peak return. Don't you have a senior citizen's rail card?
I rarely travel by train. My ticket is perfectly valid, is it not?
Well, yeah, but you could have saved up to a third of the cost.
I do not need to indulge in puffling thriftiness.
Blimey, you're a funny old bird and no mistake. Tickets, please, sir.
Here.
Off to Stirling, eh?
Yes, we are.
Well, I hope you won't be disappointed. It's a miserable place this time of year. Still, there's plenty of pubs and a lovely view from the castle.
Thank you.
I don't want to worry you, but there was something familiar about that guy.
Are you sure? You're tired. Perhaps you're mistaken.
Maybe. But I didn't like the look in his eyes when he spoke to you.
Tak jdem za ním.
Can't you sit still, George?
Jde se vymočit, už to
I
říkal.
need to go to the John.
While you're there, check out the buffet car, George. Unthinkable though it is, I am hungry enough to eat English food.
Okay. Hi. Having a party?
No, this is breakfast. Come on, join us, man. Away, Basha, wake up, man. What's company?
His breath was like the outlet from a chemical factory.
Excuse my mate, he's taking a nap. Sleeping like a bobby. I'll wake him up when we get to Newcastle.
We passed through Newcastle half an hour ago.
And I never noticed.
Máte blbý, kluci.
What is that stuff you're drinking? It smells like gasoline.
Aye, I'll put hairs in your chest, like.
And your eyeballs, too, by the looks of you. Would you like a red nose?
No, thanks, pal. I got one of my own.
See you later. I didn't want to wake him. To be frank, without a cold water hose, I didn't think I could wake him.
You haven't opened that window, pal.
Why not?
It's freezing out there.
Tady je správný bordel akorát.
The door was locked. It was the door to the baggage car. It was the door to a sleeping compartment. The door was locked. It was the door to a sleeping compartment. The door was locked.
To budou asi nejspíš
It was the
všechny.
door to a sleeping compartment.
Ha.
Oh no, that gangster creep from the hotel, Guido. Well, he didn't scare me. Hey, Buster, this is a no smoking car. Okay, maybe he did scare me. It got worse. I suddenly realized who the conductor had reminded me of. Eklund, Marquet's murderer. I really didn't want to shoot the breeze with this guy. Guido was still looking pretty menacing. I should have known better than to leave Nico and the old lady alone. Suddenly, the sort of Baphomet took second place to finding the girl I loved.
se nám to trochu zkomplikovalo.
Hey, buddy. Did you see what happened to the young woman in the next compartment?
No, Paul, I didn't. Have you lost her, like?
She's disappeared. The old lady, too. I think they're in trouble.
Oh, wait, man, an old lady too.
Yeah. You gotta help me.
Maybe they went to the toilet, like.
I don't think so.
They never go on their own. Always in pairs, you know.
No, she's been abducted, I'm sure. I've got to go look for her.
What's stopping you, pal?
The conductor. He's not what he seems.
You want to avoid him, like?
That's about it, yeah.
No problem.
Listen, I need your help.
What's the matter?
There's a guy on this train who's trying to kill me.
Relax, man. You wouldn't have tried nothing with us in Basharia. We are veterans, like, so action at Brightlingsea.
I don't recall the British Army being involved in a conflict at anywhere called Brightlingsea.
Well, you just take it from me, pal. You're in safe hands.
See you later.
Don't do it, pal. Don't jump.
I don't intend to jump. I'm going to climb on top of the train.
You're kidding, aren't you?
Just watch me.
Ai.
Hold on there, pal. I'll give you a hand, like.
It was a sliding door on the side of the baggage car. Let's talk this over like reasonable people, Eklund. I can explain everything.
Tak, to máme teďko trošku daleko. Protože mě ani moc nenapadlo, že bychom možná mohli to zvrzat. Takže pojďme se rychle dostat dovnitř, budeme muset všechno prokecat a saveneme si vlak.
From a distance, close up. Hey! I could hear the sound of a lot of stone moving, and I knew I was in danger.
Senior, are you?
It's okay! Nice I wished it just I'd all in the deep
To jsem si teda zavařil. No, trošičku v myšlenkách teď přemýšlím, co budu v tom vlaku dělat. A mám takovej pocit, jestli tam nebyla třeba záchranná brzda. Ale
there. It looked.
Ta stařenka se taky netvářila, že by byla ta, za koho se vydávala. No bude to ještě zajímavý.
Now I and open another. Before I left, though, you won't be need. I found it with. I'll be out in the.
George!
Come in
Is it?
Sure!
without...
Yeah, I know.
Tak pelášíme do vláčků.
The clues, the Templars,
To
the
tady
White.
moc
There was a.
Does it
Neprodlužujte.
No.
Mais
There's a map to the west.
George...
Yeah.
Then...
From the window, one of the.
Then... I don't...
And finally, did I mention?
No.
It was only Catla. And while I'm getting your.
That's in...
Of course.
He started.
Well, he was
Are you sure?
How comes
to the wrong Britain.
it has...
Wait, stop.
Except when...
The Scot.
Barely How
I believe they might.
You can't.
30.
We're.
André...
30. The better.
That would that's what a.
Right. Tradition.
Not...
Yes, they are said.
And it all in the eye.
What's a... Alcohol...
I can't go.
Andre, you.
What's your...
I was.
We under... listen...
We'll see.
Oh, it must...
Somewhere we've.
Yeah.
There's something.
Is this...
There might.
You don't... I will
You're exhausted.
sleep.
Excited.
Would you like... I've got...
Oh,
Thanks. I've still got.
so I...
The old lady. Except. Pardon me.
Yes,
Do you know what? What's the book you're?
Oh, it's been...
What's the title?
Is
Professor...
that...
No.
Je...
Do you know Sterling?
Yes, is that...
Yeah.
It's what...
Be sure...
Oh,
Uh.
that's...
Is there a?
Yeah,
You do?
of course. You're a...
Would you believe?
I would,
No.
sir.
Where are you going?
Do I need?
Don't...
Okay. L tickets. Oh, hi. That's a Don't you have?
I read my...
Well,
I did...
blimey. Tickets, please. Here. Off to
Yes, we...
Well, it's a still.
Thank you.
I don't.
Are you sure?
Pardon me.
Yes, dear.
Can't you...
I need to.
Well, you're there and think...
Okay. The man's face was blotched and red rim. All I could see of the man, it was a strange... Hi!
No. Come on, John. Where?
His breath.
She was sleeping. And
We passed.
on a net.
What is... It smells
Right?
on your eye. Would you like...
No, fuck.
See you later. I didn't want to wait, to be frank.
Didn't open up.
Why not?
That's
Oh, that gang... Well, Hey, but... Okay, it got excellent. I should have suddenly... Hey, buddy. Did you see what...
no, but
She's...
oh, weird.
Yeah.
Maybe they went.
I don't think...
They never.
No, I've got...
What's
The conductor.
you wanna?
That's about it.
No.
Listen,
Was on.
there's a guy...
Relax. We are very.
I don't...
Where?
See you later.
Didn't do it.
I don't intend... I'm going to...
Yuck.
Just...
Hold on now.
Tak fajn, jsme na vlaku. A začneme to dobrodružství tak trochu znovu. Musíme se jít teď. Jo, tohle to mě asi zabije, že jo?
It was the arm that fed electricity from the overhead cables to the train. I could almost smell the high-tension current.
Proč si George musí na všechno sáhnout? Dobře, to bylo jenom tak jako, asi jsem úplně tušil přesně, co se stane. Projde okolo toho. Takže tím pádem je to jasný. Naše cesta ve vlaku smí směřovat pouze doprava k poštovnímu vagónu, tak jako minulé. Tak tedy jdem. No a já si myslím, že zatáhneme za brzdu.
I'd always wanted to stop the train, and now was my chance. You saved our lives, but why?
We were always on the same side, Stobart. Different causes, but a common enemy.
The Knights Templar?
Don't call them that. The real Templars were a noble foe. These barbarians have no right to that name. These men are no better than dogs.
What are the Neo-Templars after? What is the Sword of Baphomet?
Not what you think, my friend. It is a weapon, yes, but one which our enemies will find difficult to wield. A double-edged sword. A power older than Demolay, older than Solomon.
We'll stop them. You and me together. And Nico.
No, George. My journey ends soon at the Garden of Paradise.
You're talking in riddles. Can't you tell me straight what they're after?
The sword symbolizes a colossal energy caused by the alignment of the Earth's natural power fields.
Which are focused at St. Ninian's.
The energy endowed the Templars with the power which made them great. A power which made them charismatic to such an extent they could control the will of all around them.
How did you escape from the bull's head?
It is a long walk from the cliff of the Bull to the village Stobart. Fortunately, I know the ways of the wilderness. Also, I have a sister who keeps a garage just around the corner.
Maybe not.
May Allah guide you to our enemies.
Thanks.
One last thing.
What? What is it? He's dead. The guy was a professional killer. The last thing he deserved was sympathy. I had to admit it, though. I was sorry he'd ended up this way. Underneath that heap of tumbled crates was Eklund. I wasn't about to help him out. Underneath that heap of Nico looked good, even in robes. Nico looked good. The head of the axe glinted invitingly. I could hack Eklund into tiny pieces and feed him to the wolves.
Don't even think about it, George.
What? Who?
Look me straight in the eye and tell me you weren't thinking of using that axe on Eklund.
Don't be foolish, woman. I was going to use it on you. Nico looked good.
Don't even...
What? Who?
Look...
Don't be... I was going to use it. It was a fire extinguisher. I couldn't think of a single way the extinguisher would be of use in the absence of a fire. The rear exit was barred and padlocked. The rear exit was barred.
No, já jsem chtěl Niko odvázat, ale jak to mám udělat, pro boha? Můžu zase na vlak?
Where do you think you're going?
Don't worry, I hadn't forgotten about you.
Answer me this instant, George Stobart.
I will, when I'm ready.
That's not fair, George.
No.
You took advantage while my hands were tied.
When Eklund pointed that gun at me, I thought I was gonna die. I thought of all the things I'd never get to do, and kissing you was at the top of my list.
George.
Uh-huh.
George, we've got to get off the train. Eklund could recover at any time.
So what are we waiting for? I'd feel happier if we had a gun or something.
Khan gave me something.
What?
His handbag.
Oh, great. If we run into any killers, we can give them a good buffeting. Didn't he have any weapons?
You don't know half of it. This bag's full of C4.
Wow. Why didn't you say so? Boy, we'll show them now. What's C4?
Plastic, George.
We're going to shop our way to victory?
2 kilos of plastic explosive. The detonator's broken now.
No problem. We'll buy a box of matches somewhere.
It doesn't work that way. It takes a small explosion to start the big explosion.
Well, that's not much use then. What does that sign say?
Apparently, during the English Civil War in the mid-17th century, this place was used as an arms dump.
Yeah? What happened?
Look at the state of this place, George. You work it out.
Oh, stray spark?
You got it. The tower was the only thing to survive the blast.
I hope the explosion didn't destroy the Sword of Baphomet.
Do you? I rather hope it did.
No, budeme už radši trošku ukládat. No a nejspíš...
It was just about recognizable as the church I'd seen reflected in the chalice. Templars, Roundheads, and Cavaliers. This place has seen a lot of history. A large arch led into the tower. She was as beautiful as ever, but the shadows beneath her eyes marked the strain of the last few days. Nico?
Uh-huh.
Aha, tak nic. Můžeme jít zpátky. Jenže George ani neví, co je C4. Mě trochu překvapilo.
The gate, like a lot of the church grounds, was in pretty good condition. I guess the locals tried to stop it getting too overgrown. No way were we leaving until the mystery was solved.
Jo, teď v pohodě.
I figured Scotland had had enough trouble with Burke and Hare without me trying my hand at grave robbing. There were lots of graves, some as recent as late Victorian. It looked like the locals had carried on using this place as a cemetery long after the destruction of the church. I figured Scotland had had enough trouble with Burke without me.
Tak asi to nemá žádnou důležitost.
A large... It was just about recognized Templars. This place...
Tak asi jdeme dovnitř.
It was a heap of stones and stuff which had tumbled down from the rafters. I scrabbled around in the rubble and found an old clay pipe with a broken stem. The pipe could have been anything from 50 to several hundred years old. The wheel had a serrated edge which meshed with the turning cog. Marks on the spindle behind the wheel suggested it once had a rope attached to it. The wheel turned reluctantly with a creak of complaint. There was no obvious way of removing the wheel from its housing. The stone face of the demon grinned with a horribly lifelike expression. It was so realistic, I could imagine the sculptor carving it from a live model. Examining the demon more closely, I realized something about its face. It was a clever illusion. No matter where I stood, the eyes weren't looking at me. There was a simple reason. The demon didn't have any eyes. Above the carved cross was an indecipherable inscription. For all I knew, it could have been inscribed in Gaelic. Nico?
Uh-huh.
What are you doing?
Committing this inscription to memory.
Can you read it?
No.
What's the point of studying the inscription if you can't read it?
Because it could be important. A clue to whatever we're looking for, who knows? I might find someone in Stirling to translate it.
We don't have time to go looking for a linguist.
No? At least I am doing something positive.
What language is that inscription written in?
You're the languages student, you tell me.
It looks like ancient Norse. Maybe.
Perhaps it's in code.
I don't think so.
Norse code.
Nico, I found an old clay pipe.
George, I don't care.
Sometimes the most childish gestures can have a cathartic effect. The transformation of the demon to a clown did just that for me. With the clay pipe in his mouth, he looked happy, homely, like somebody's granddaddy.
What do you think you're doing, Josh?
I wondered if there was a secret mechanism in the demon's mouth.
Maybe you should show a little more respect.
For a mythical medieval demon? Give me a break.
Okay, go right ahead. Meddle with forces you don't understand. Incur the demon's wrath and burn in hell. Just see if I care.
Co si udělat fotku?
Nico?
Aha.
No, dobře.
I ran my fingers across the cold stone and probed the holes in the demon's eyes. Beneath them, the mouth formed another hole. But I wasn't about to put my finger in there. I tried pushing the panel, but wasn't surprised when it failed to move.
Co tady budeme dělat?
I ran beneath them.
Teď už teda u sebe nemá George vůbec nic. I dýmku, kterou našel. My jsme tady museli někde něco urvat. Například nějaký kus větve nebo něco, co bychom mohli strčit do té další děury.
I figured Scotland had it without me. She was as beautiful. The wheel turned reluctantly with it. There was no obvious way.
Už tam nic dalšího nenajdem.
Under one of the stones, I found a metal coin which was green with age.
No vydá.
It was caked with soil, but what I'd found was a small cog and spindle. With mounting excitement, I felt something between my fingers. It was short, hard, and black. Something I hadn't expected to find here. It was a plastic pen top.
Tak ještě něco?
I didn't find anything.
Tak, a zdá se, že jsme hromadu vytěžili, ale každopádně tam bylo ještě spoustu věcí.
The cog was one of those objects I wished I hadn't carried in my pocket. It was an old coin. It was a black plastic pen top.
Ten zkusíme do té díry, kam nechce George strčit prsty.
I pushed the pen top into the mouth, and it disappeared somewhere inside the statue. It had probably gone straight to Biro hell.
Sakra. Ale ta hřídel by mohla být tady, že jo? To už celý jako trošku... Ne. Tady.
The cog slipped neatly into the eye socket.
Tak teď to vypadá krásně.
The cog turned freely, but nothing happened. Nico?
Uh-huh.
Look! I found an old coin! You think it's worth anything?
Josh, focus on the situation at hand, please.
Ach jo.
The cog turned... I didn't find anything.
Musíme s tím teď zatočit, i když stejně si říkám, že se asi nic nestane.
The wheel turned reluctant. There was no obvious...
Z toho mincí nejde nic. Co třeba s ní poškrábat ty vrata? Vyčistit nápis nebo tak něco?
Nico?
Uh-huh.
Look! I found...
Josh!
Tak jsme tu museli ještě něco přehlídnout. Ale co?
The wheel had a serrated edge which meshed with the turning cog. Marks on the spindle behind the wheel suggested it...
Připevněný lano. Jo, a možná mohlo otáčet lano. Co bychom tady mohli najít jako lano? Georgi. Přemýšlej. Nic tady zajímavého vidět není.
No way we're...
Ani ty hroby? Jsem trošku zklamanej.
I tried pushing... The handle turned easily, and the larger wheel began to revolve. Damn! Then the handle came off in my hand.
Aha. Tohle jsem si vůbec nevšiml. Všechno to vypadalo jako jeden mechanismus.
Now that the handle was gone, it was easy to remove the cog and spindle.
No jo, přátelé, tak to začíná být už lepší a lepší.
With a rasp of metal on stone, I eased the second eye into place. Nico?
Uh-huh.
Maybe not. I tried turning the cogs, but couldn't move them. I needed a mechanical advantage.
Tak takhle?
I pushed the handle into the demon's mouth. The cogs all meshed. I began to turn. Nico?
Uh-huh.
Co si udělat fotku, ne?
Nico, I found an old clay pipe.
George, I don't care.
Tak jdem dovnitř.
As soon as I saw the flickering torches, I realized the bogus Templars had beaten us to the sword. But where were they now? And why was it so quiet?
Ajajajajajaj. Budeme ukládat opět.
Nico?
Uh-huh.
It looks like the Templars got here first.
We might not be too late. There's still a chance.
I wish I had your optimism.
So do I, George. Sometimes you're so negative.
The powder spilling from the barrels reminded me of pirate stories I'd loved when I was a kid. It was gunpowder.
Oh,
It was definitely gunpowder, but it had solidified over the centuries it had lain here undisturbed. The torch burned with a sickly dim glow and a stench like fire and brimstone.
No, George!
What?
Leave the torch right where it is. In case you haven't noticed, the crypt is full of gunpowder.
So what? Don't you trust me?
It's not a question of trust.
No? You think I'm a jerk, don't you?
Don't be silly, George. And keep your voice down. I thought I heard something. Like chanting. Listen, I can definitely hear chanting.
You're right. I hear it too. What do you suppose they're doing?
It wouldn't surprise me if they were holding some kind of satanic sex ritual.
So, what are we waiting for? Shh! Will you look at that? Baphomet. Labino was right. This place was ancient even to the Templars.
This whole place? This is Baphomet?
Finally, the truth. The Templars had never worshipped this graven image, no more than they'd worship a rainbow. But, like a rainbow, they regarded it as a symbol of a covenant with God, who'd revealed this place to them.
Rosso! Why, the double-dealing treacherous?
On the contrary, Inspector Rosso has been the model of obedience, an important quality in a true Templar. Now be quiet and watch if you wish to live much longer.
Brothers and sisters, we are gathered here to witness the reforging of the sword that was broken. Here before God's sentinel, Baphomet. Grand Master and Knight of Baphomet, we salute and pledge our obedience to you!
I salute you, gatekeeper of the temple. Seven centuries ago, our greatest weapon, the sword of Baphomet, was lost to us. Now we prepare to reforge it, to wield against new enemies. As the tired millennium dies, and this world looks for new leaders, we shall not fail. We shall lead the people to a new order, wherein all borders will dissolve. All will be united under the red cross of the Templars. George, we have watched your efforts to stop us with respect. But surely you realize that you have been misled by our enemies. Both of us want a better world. Fortunately, no harm has been done. We need determined, resourceful men like you. Join us, George. Join us in true brotherhood. Yeah, true. Wait, brothers? What about Marquet? What about Pegram and Klausner? You didn't look on them as brothers, only as failures. 3 men dead, and you don't give a damn.
George, you know that sacrifices are necessary. Every great undertaking.
Join you? I'll see you in hell first.
Oh, George, I had great hopes for you. C'est la guerre. Eklund, kill him.
I swear
No! I just wanted things to be right!
Take them. Kill them. They will not escape.
Well, well. If it isn't the great detective and his beautiful assistant, it's going to be a pleasure killing the pair of you.
George, what are we going to do?
Come on, Nico. We're leaving.
You fools! You cannot escape us. Guido! Stop them.
But master, the powder!
That powder is from the English Civil War. You fool. It's over 300 years old. How explosive do you think it can be?
I thought it was all over, but Nico had one last trick up her sleeve. Or in her handbag, to be exact. A handbag full of plastic explosives.
Maybe, but this stuff is brand new.
Oh, yeah. You know, you'll never be able to write your story now.
I don't care. I've got what I want.
Huh?
Just tell me one thing, George. Is our life together always going to be this crazy?
Výbuchem to začalo, výbuchem to skončilo. No a George a Nico jsou spolu. Takže titulky prozradili, co bude. A tvůrci už při výrobě prvního dílu počítali s tím, že by rádi vyprávěli ještě další příběh. A to taky dodrželi. A dočkali jsme se hry Broken Sword The Smoking Mirror, která nás, jak už jste tady v závěrečných titulkách mohli číst, zavedla na opačnou stranu kontinentu, nebo respektive země koule, a sice do Amazonie, kde se celý příběh bude točit kolem zase starých dávných indiánských tradic a zavede nás do Yucatánu, do tajemných pyramid. Takže Broken Sword The Smoking Mirror, Broken Sword 2 The Smoking Mirror, vlastně pokračoval v duchu point and click kreslený adventury, která vypadala prakticky na chlup stejně jako ten první díl a nabídla víceméně spíš jenom příběhové pokračování než nějakou drastickou změnu, ať už ve způsobu hraní, anebo v tom, jak hra vypadala a zněla. A vlastně velkou revoluci způsobil až třetí Broken Sword, který značně odběhl od zpracování prvních dvou dílů. Point and click adventury se stala 3Dčková adventura, protože třetí Broken Sword vycházel v době, kdy akcelerovaná grafika zažívala obrovský boom na našich počítačích. Ale to už není nic, co bychom si měli říkat teď, to už jsme si konec konců dokonce řekli na začátku celého tohohle let's playe. Já maximálně můžu říct, že máte můj obdiv a smekám, že jste to viděli až sem a jsem rád, pokud jste to až sem dokoukali. A protože jste až takhle velký fetišisti, tak vám všem můžu teda jako slíbit, že se určitě brzo zase pustím do něčeho dalšího. Mám tady v zásobě jednu adventuru, která myslím si, že není, nebo takhle, ona je známá, ale ne každému. Je známá jenom lidem, kteří se kolem adventur trošku víc točili a mezi nima je ta adventura i docela dost ceněná. Já jenom řeknu tvůrčí jméno jednoho člověka, který už bohužel mezi námi není, ale je pod touto adventurou podepsán a je to Benoît Sokal. A teď říkáte, to už jsme hráli, to už tady bylo. Ale já vám říkám, že nebylo, protože Benoît Sokal ještě předtím, než ohromil herní scénu a celý ten svět téhletý počítačové zábavy svýma Siberiema, tak napsal hru ještě předtím jednu. Asi si nejspíš uděláte rešerši, mrkněte na Wikipedii nebo na Google a si zřejmě zjistíte, o jaký titul se jedná. A to je adventura, kterou bych vám chtěl ukázat a kterou bychom si spolu mohli zahrát v některým z příštích let's playů. Neříkám, že by to mohl být zrovna ten už další, ale rozhodně tuhletu hru tady si dáme. Takže díky, že jste se dívali, no a zase někdy příště.